Hey everybody, I hope y'all are having a great day. I want to talk really quick about cardio versus weight training. And I want to talk about these two things specifically as far as what they can do to help you reach your goals. So let's start off with cardio and let's talk about what cardio does. So cardio ignites your aerobic energy pathway. Now, when you ignite that pathway, what it's burning for fuel is glucose byproducts, oxygen, and fat stores. Now that sounds great, right? Those things all sound like things that we should be burning in order to lose weight and get to our goals. But let's talk about this just a little bit. So the one problem here is that with cardio, and let me be specific, cardio is anything low intensity. This is low intensity training, so walking, jogging, running. So when you're doing these things, you are only burning your calories during the time that you are actually doing the activity. Within minutes of you stopping that activity, your metabolism goes completely back to normal. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. You are getting a good workout and you are burning calories while you're working out, but there might be a better option for you. Let's go a little bit further into this, okay? So the other thing that you've got to think about with cardio is that you have to figure out a way to keep your level at that cardio level, keep that heart at the same cardio range for quite some time in order to reach your goals. So if your goal is weight loss, you need to be burning a lot of calories. You might need to keep yourself at that level for up to an hour. Also, you've got to figure out as you go through your training a way to get your fatigue level to increase over time. Now, this could be a problem. Not everybody has the time to do a full hour at that high level of heart rate they need to be at multiple times a week in order to burn the kind of calories they need to have burned to reach their weight loss goals. All right, so let's go a little bit further here talking about cardio. Now, when you're doing cardio, it is working your type 1 muscle. Now, type 1 muscle is what makes you kind of long and lean. That is not your bulky muscle. That's not the muscle that you see built up on weightlifters. If you've ever noticed that runners tend to have this long and lean look to them, if you've watched the Olympics before and you've seen these runners, you'd notice that none of them look very bulky. They're just not huge, bulky creatures. And that's because their type 1 muscle is what they're working on. Now, what happens over time, if the majority of what you're doing is cardio, then the body will actually put a higher priority on those type 1 muscles, meaning that it puts a lower priority on building, on maintaining, and on holding those type 2 muscles. And your type 2 muscles are what are used when you are doing weight training, okay? So let's go on and talk about weight training for a minute here so that you can see some of the differences, all right? In weight training, you are engaging your type 2 muscle fiber. It's a completely different muscle fiber than your type 1. And what happens when you're engaging this type 2 muscle fiber is that even after you work out, you are still burning calories. Now, this is called EPOC. Excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. Now, a lot of times people will refer to this simply as afterburn. And the reason why it's called afterburn is because even after you are done weight or resistance training, now you've torn those muscles. Those muscles need to rebuild themselves. Well, do you know what they do while they're rebuilding themselves? They actually continue to consume lots and lots of calories. They need calories, they need energy in order to go through that rebuilding process. And there's been a lot of studies done on this. And studies show that on average, you burn 33% more calories from weight or resistant training than you do compared to doing cardio. 33% is pretty significant. Wouldn't you love to be using 33% more of your calories? I mean, that's significant. Now, also, this calorie burn tends to happen for up to 16 to 36 hours after you've worked out. You are continuing at that higher calorie burn. In addition to that, you've got to think about this. When you are doing weight or resistance training, you are going to continue to build muscle. The more muscle you build, the more calories you need in order to heal those muscles after each workout. Now, you might be thinking after hearing some of this information, so should I skip my runs and just hit the weights? Well, let's talk about that for just a minute. So we have goals. We've got short-term goals and we've got long-term goals. Your weight loss is a short-term goal. And you might be going, yeah, but I've got 50 or 60 pounds to lose. That's going to take me a long time. Let's look at this. If you live to be 80 and it takes you 3 years to reach your weight loss goal, 3 years out of 80 years is a pretty short-term goal, right? So we've got to think about what your long-term goal is. Your long-term goal for your whole life is going to be health. Well, one of the things we have to think about when it comes to health is our heart health. And the best way to get your heart health is through cardio. So please don't get the idea that I am saying that you should totally abandon cardio and throw it away. Cardio is really important, especially if you've been told that you have high blood pressure or you need to work on your HDL or your ADL. Cardio is excellent, and cardio is excellent for that long-term heart health. So we don't want to toss it out the window, but let's use it to think about what percentage of workouts you want to do each week. So if you're working out 5 days a week, you might want to think about making 3 days weight or resistance training and 2 days cardio. Now, if you don't need to worry about burning a ton of calories and you're the type of person that wants to look long and lean, or you just want to kind of have that activity to keep you going and to burn off steam at the end of the day, then 3 days of cardio and only 2 days of weightlifting might be for you. It really depends on what your individual goals are. Now, there's another option here. You can always do high intensity interval training, and that's called HIIT, HIIT. Now that is actually a term that you can take and put into Pinterest or look onto Google and find a whole slew of exercises. And what HIIT is, it actually fits both of those categories together. You get your resistance or weight training and you get your cardio training all at the same time. So you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, when I'm talking about weight training or resistance training, I'm not saying you need to go to the gym and grab the heaviest set of dumbbells there are. That's not what I mean. Weight training and resistance training can even be done by using your body weight. Your body weight is not going to build you up and make you bulky, but what it will do is it will help to tear down those muscles so that you get that kind of afterburn while they are healing themselves and rebuilding themselves. That gives you that long-term calorie burn and gives you muscle form. So you can get the best of both worlds. So take that term I taught you, HIIT, HIIT, look that up. See if some of those workouts fit your lifestyle and fit the goals that you're interested in. Also, think about what your goals are and decide what you need to be doing more of, weight or resistance training or cardio training. I hope that this helps to clear things up for you. I also hope that it helps to maybe spark something new in you and give you some new ideas for your workouts. Your workouts should never be boring. Don't be afraid to change it up. And the most important thing you need to make sure you're doing is just keep moving. Have a great day.